Hey guys, welcome back to another one. This is Crypto Elite, and today's video we're going to be talking about Binance. It just got sued by the CFTC. Very large bit of information behind that. We're also going to talk about Microstrategy and what they are doing behind the scenes right now. And then lastly, once again, we're talking about the CFTC and SEC. There is some butting of heads, and I will get you up to date on that drama. So before we get into those three stories, as always, I give you an update on my portfolio, and things are looking surprisingly good for now. I know it looks like a lot of red, but besides the red, and that is because the first story that we'll talk about with the Binance news, everything is still looking all right. So Bitcoin, I'm still trying to average into that 1 BTC. I'm getting close to 0.6. So in less than half a year, in a couple months now, I should, at this rate, as long as BTC doesn't do anything crazy, have enough capital to average into 1 BTC. So I do look forward to that. Ethereum, still have 3 ETH, waiting on the Shanghai upgrade to be able to pull it out of Coinbase, USDT. Over the weekend, I was really slammed. I really do want to split my USDT into 50% USDT and USDC, but when I have time, I'll do that. Cardano is my biggest overall loser so far, but I did buy it in the midst of the bull run last cycle, so it is a hold for now. Near Protocol, Optimism, and Rio, check out my previous videos for those, but they are also doing pretty all right so far. And as you can see, the 24 hours, like I said, it's in the red. 7 days, we have been pretty much flat, but it's been fluttering around the all-time high for my portfolio, so I am very happy with that. So the peak of the last bull cycle was around $20,500 approximately. So right now at a 23,300, I am above the peak of the last cycle. So I do look forward to the next bull run cycle. It'll be very exciting. But enough about my portfolio. Let's dig into the first story, which has to do with Binance. It is being sued by the CFTC because of regulator violations. Now, this is big because the CFTC doesn't just go after any and everyone like the SEC has been doing. They target and they select, and whenever they go after individuals, because the CFTC, as you remember, they don't own the stock market. They own things like wheat and oil and corn. You can't really go after an individual from the CFTC, but when they do laser focus on someone, they have something in mind. So that is why this is very significant, and that is why the overall crypto/Bitcoin market is down right now, because they're going after Binance. And as we know, Binance is the number one by large margin, the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world. So if they do find something behind the scenes that Binance is doing or has done in the past, and it brings down the overall cryptocurrency exchange, that is bad for a lot of liquidity. So that's why the overall markets is kind of pricing that in right now. And right now, the IRS and other U.S. officials, they've been investigating Binance anti-money laundering compliance, and the SEC has been scrutinizing whether the exchange supported the trading of unregistered securities. So that is kind of what's going on behind the scenes, and the CFTC is also getting in on that action. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. The next thing has to do with Microstrategy. They, as we know, is one area where if large companies want to average into BTC, which they can't really do right now, they can buy Microstrategy because Microstrategy has so many BTCs or Bitcoin. But they just came out with a Form 8K, and if you're unfamiliar with that, it is just a form that you have to release with the SEC if you do something, the Securities and Exchange Commission. So they are talking about this significant event, which is the voluntary prepayment of Silvergate loans. And as we know, Silvergate was one of the banks that went under. So Microstrategy is showing strength that they do have the capital to pay off their loans, which is great. And they also updated their Bitcoin activity. So on March 27th, MicroStrategy announced that during the period between February 16th and March 23rd, MicroStrategy acquired approximately 6,455 Bitcoins for about $150 million in cash and an average price of $23,000, which is pretty awesome. So if we check out another article here, we can see that MicroStrategy has a total holding of about $3.8 billion worth of Bitcoin, which is pretty solid. And we'll see with the dollar kind of teetering, there's a lot of news articles going around about the entire global system is getting a little tired of the dollars and not being backed up by anything. So If that is true, then having hard assets is the way to go, and Bitcoin being one of those hard assets, it could pay off substantially for MicroStrategy. We'll just have to wait and see. The last thing I wanted to talk about, last story to keep this video short, is the CFTC and SEC. Once again, they're butting heads because the CFTC once again declares Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin as commodities, which is contradicting the SEC's views on anything outside of Bitcoin being a security. So it is once again kind of nice to see that there is, in a way, not clarification. We all do look forward to this clarification, and hopefully the CFTC comes out as the winner, because as we know, the CFTC, like I said, they have oil and corn, so they don't really have their hands in the pot. But I can definitely see arguments on both sides outside of Bitcoin. Bitcoin, as we know, sufficiently decentralized. You can't go after one entity. I can't really say the same about Ethereum. I don't know as much about Litecoin, but I think there are some sort of organizations that do own the progress of Ethereum. So I can see SEC's argument for that. But I just wanted to keep you up to date on those three stories. As you know, the overall market has been going up and down quite a bit. If you're interested in seeing what I'm buying every single day, I do have a Patreon out there, link in the description below. If not, like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.